have our beers?
Hey everybody, this is Robb Zipp, the host of The Most Epic Adventures, and I'm here with Allegaeon. They just put on a killer show here at the Satellite Bar, promoting their new album, Damnum. Welcome everybody.
Cheers. Cheers, boys.
Yeah, it's a spicy.
So for those that don't know, can you guys just introduce yourself?
Yeah, I am Riley McShane. I'm the lead singer.
I am Greg, and I'm just here.
He plays guitar. He's the original member.
He's the only one.
The original
He's the
Mouseketeer.
father of the band. I'm Jeff. I play drums.
He's new.
He's the new.
I'm the new
kid.
guy.
Yeah. I'm Boo Boo. I play the big guitar.
And I'm Mike, and I play the other guitar.
The other guitar.
Guitar. You're a lead player also.
Well, yeah, we're both rhythm and lead players. Like, not a single, except for that one dude in Chicago that was convinced I was a great rhythm player.
Which you are.
I only practice.
You are a good rhythm player. You know, you're also a pretty good lead player, I guess. But
Was a great lead player. I'm like, okay, cool.
it's
That's
because
cool.
you've got the down picks. That's what it is. Yeah. Anyways.
So your new album, Damnum.
Yes.
This is a legal term, right?
Well, so
It is now.
Yes, it is now, but that's not where the inspiration of the album name came from. Damnum is Latin for loss, and the legal term is like loss and damage to property and stuff like that. But where the inspiration of that name, as far as like the context of the album comes from, is that like over the past couple years, everyone in the band has kind of experienced loss in one way or another, whether it was like really profound loss of like deaths of loved ones or people we cared about, or even just like losing jobs or living situations and shit. So when we came together to kind of like try to put a color to the record, when this name came up, we were all like, yep, that one.
There was no agreeing, and then that one came up, and we're like, oh.
Yeah.
So here we are. It's March 5th, 2022. One of the last in-person interviews I did before the pandemic was with these two guys when you were promoting Aptosis here at the same venue.
Yes, in 2019.
Yeah,
long
that
time
was
ago.
2019.
stopped.
Oh, I remember that interview. You guys were in the side room.
Yep.
Yeah, everyone kept walking in and out. And you were like, "Get out of the room! I'm not in here."
Yeah, I
I
remember
was
that.
already
Well, and that's
having
what
a terrible day that day.
I felt really bad about that I didn't have you guys. You didn't have you guys in it.
So being a bass player, I'm used to getting left in the shadows.
Yeah.
But I did have for you. I did have for you when I drove by.
Look how far back he's standing.
Yeah, look how far back. It's just subconscious stuff. Second nature now. I just like turn me down in the mix, put me in the back. I don't care.
okay.
Thankfully, Dave Otero takes care of me. But if it wasn't for him, I'd probably be next door.
Yeah. In the auto zone.
Working
at
the auto zone.
Working the audience.
Actually,
More money
Billy
than
Milano. Billy Milano works at an AutoZone in Austin.
Who?
Billy Milano from MOD, SOD.
Shit, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I shouldn't give that secret away. Sorry, Billy. Sorry. But so that makes me remember. So there's been a pandemic going on.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. So you guys, you don't live in the same cities, right? So you send.
I don't even live in the same country as these fools.
He's a Canadian now.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I did not know that. So, okay. So how hard was it for you specifically, as living in Canada, to come down and do a tour? Or is it going to be a problem getting back?
That's fine. I made lots of COVID tests, but
Yeah.
it's all right. I'm a shut-in, so I'm fine.
But you're here. You're here on tour. You know you're in front of crowds every night. What made you decide? You know what? We're gonna put this album out now, and we're gonna hit the fucking road again. It's time.
Yeah, that's it. It was time. It was just time, man. Like, you know, this is the longest any of us have gone without touring in like the better part of a decade. You know what I mean? So when we were in a position where it was like, well, we can't tour, we can't play shows, like we were about to hit the road headlining with Fallujah and Entheos and Aetherius, like we were about to go, you know, hit the road and tour more, you know, Apoptosis. And when that got canceled because of COVID, it was just like, well, it's time to write a new record. Everything kind of came together. We took a different approach writing, which kind of added a few months onto the writing process. But things kind of just worked out, man. Like we didn't really have to push out the record release too far to line up with like when COVID restrictions got lifted and all this kind of stuff. And so it just kind of worked out. Yeah, you know, it was just the right time to do it.
It was the right time.
It's the first time we've ever had a tour line up when the album drops.
Yeah,
so
like the day after. It's like
that's never happened.
We dropped Damnum on a Friday, and first show of this tour was on a Saturday in New York. So
Wow.
Which is funny because when you're relentless, it's a lot like chasing your tail. So like you'll get through your tour cycle and then you're like already behind for your next album. So it's just you're always perpetually just behind. So we had that break, obviously, which we weren't looking forward to, but it proved to be kind of beneficial, I think, in the long run because we're able to line up everything exactly the way that we intended to. So it was unfortunate losing a tour, but it was also great getting everything else kind of lined up.
My buddy Travis, who sings for Cattle Decapitation, when he and I talked about it, he was like,
I'll tell you a little funny aside off the interview.
Oh, please do. But when he and I talked about it, he was like, bro, this is like the great reset. Like, this is everyone that's needed a chance to like clear all the shit off of their plate and just like fucking get back on track. Like, this is it. This is the opportunity to do so. And like, as shitty as it was, like, he was absolutely right. So
Well, he did ask to bring back the plague.
he did.
So
he did.
he kind of got what he was asking for.
It's their fault.
It's all Cattle's fault.
It's all Cattle Decapitation's fault,
Yeah.
right. And
Everyone
so,
else is.
and so this is your first tour with the band.
true.
Have you toured with the band before?
I toured with Riley's other band.
Okay.
Continuum. That was actually how I got into this whole fray.
Okay.
Played
Oh,
with
you
them.
vocab point. He used Frey.
$5. Also a good band from Denver,
You wanna
right?
give me $5?
No,
Okay, so I networked my way into filling in for his band on the Bloodletting tour in 2019, and it was just easy to become friends. And then once they needed the drummer after Park left, it was kind of easy to get back in contact, and I sent the audition. And I had met you guys in the Denver date of the Continuum tour. I
But
think.
no one remembers that.
Well, Michael. No one else came out. It was just Michael.
I remember
I
it.
thought I met you.
Oh no, you did come out. Oh, you're right.
I remember meeting both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for
it-
some reason, I thought Jeff was French. I don't know why.
I'm not French
I
at all.
don't
I'm
know
0%
I like
French.
asked him, I was like, hey, so how hard was it to get your visa like that quick? He was like, what are you?
Are you from San Diego?
I thought you were from France.
I grew up in Boston. I'm like Ashkenazi Jewish. Like there's no French in me at all. Like,
Okay.
But it's not too late.
I live in San Diego.
You
I
live in San
live
Diego.
in
That's
San
why
Diego.
I was thinking
Yeah.
that maybe.
Yeah. No.
Got
And it's
another
funny.
minority hire.
It's we do. HR points.
No. Don't take away my spotlight. I'm already losing enough. Okay, let me have this.
No, it's funny because the band that he filled in for isn't even San Diego based. I joined that band when I lived in Santa Cruz, California. The guitar player Chase, who used to play for Animosity and Decrepit Birth and shit, he started that band. And because I was in the area, I started doing vocals. And it was funny because we were never supposed to tour. And then all of a sudden, hey, we have a tour, we're doing Bloodletting. Also, we don't have a drummer. But it worked out, you know?
It worked out.
Yeah.
Now here we are.
It worked out in the long run.
The moral of the story is hustle.
Hustle.
And great things will come some of the time.
When you're lying in the back of a van,
15%.
when you're lying in the back of a van screaming at God because you're on tour, just know that it's gonna work out in the long run.
Well, so you guys, you just put this out. How long have you been working on this one?
Like 2 years.
About 2 years.
Yeah.
I think front to back.
Yeah, I think some of the songs
Didn't you say,
started. Well, some songs were kind of in like somewhat final forms during Apoptosis. Like A Beast of Worms was technically written for Apoptosis, but ended up it's not like we revised it for Damnum and stuff like that. It works just way better in this situation than it would have with that record, and then other songs like were written the same year, like within a year of recording and all that. So it's about like 4 years to 1 year.
I mean, I wrote Vermin in like 2013.
Oh, that's great.
wow.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I knew that.
And it's kind of, I
got
think we just
totally
went through like a lot of stuff that we had worked on in the past. We're like, okay, why didn't this work? What can we do? And then worked on it as a group and like, this, then it's like, okay, now this works way better in context with everything else. And it just became a much more cohesive, kind of just,
Collaborative.
yeah.
I think that happens a lot because there was some songs left over from Elements that ended up Proponent of yours,
Yeah,
and then Proponent that
Yeah.
ended up on Apoptosis.
We're usually not having like ego trips to be like, my song didn't make it on the record. It's like, no, it just didn't like, no, it's like make it better.
Mike
like,
is just so forward thinking. He's writing for albums way in the future.
3 albums away.
3 albums away.
2036. We already have songs written.
Yeah, there we go.
gonna be
All
indie
right.
pop.
No,
Sad
no,
cowboy
no, it's
indie
not.
pop.
Whatever he just said is not true.
Like I told you guys last time, you guys are one of my favorite bands. I mean, again, another album that's all killer and no filler.
Oh yeah, let's Sum 41.
Sum 41, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's an old phrase. That's way before Sum 41. But of Beasts and Worms, you guys do some harmony stuff, vocal harmony stuff that I haven't really heard from you guys so much before.
We are now ABBA.
We are now ABBA. No, that honestly wasn't really planned. I think that it's just like when, I mean, Greg can testify to this, is that like he's wanted clean vocals in Allegiant for a long time. And when he hired me, it was because, you know, largely in part that like I have
You can do both.
a background
Yeah.
in doing both. And so we kind of like slow dripped it into the audience, you know what I mean? Like did a couple covers, did a couple clean vocal guest spots and stuff.
Roundabout and
Yeah, subdivisions and all kinds of stuff. So now when this album came out, I feel like we were all like ready to just kind of like jump into the deep end with it. And it was, I feel, reflected in the music. And so when I was starting to get versions of these songs, I was like, oh yeah, these need like clean vocal sections. Like this is what is supposed to go here. And I wrote to accommodate that. And then in the studio, Dave is such a, he's a genius. And so, Dave will take harmonies that I've written and then be like, these are good, but like, let's make them better. And so,
Like that Into Embers thing.
oh, so
The clean
good.
part where it like does so like
It does
seconds or
it
whatever.
like switches into seconds. It's amazing.
That's Dave.
Yeah, all Dave. But
I think it's interesting to point out too that like one thing that we were conscious of, and I don't know if it was like an autonomous thing or whatever, but we never really wrote hooks for the sake of hooks. It was more like Riley was saying, the clean parts just kind of fell there because they needed to be there. At least we felt they needed to be there. So it was just a really organic kind of like natural process of like, this is what this part needs. Let's just run with it. You know?
there was no like square peg in a round hole type of stuff. It was never like, oh, this album needs clean vocals. We need to write hooks. We need to do the things. Like it just very naturally came out that way.
And the thing I love about your band is that you guys, you have complexities and technical changes that aren't gimmicky.
Right.
They fit, they work well, and I fucking love you guys, man. I don't know what else, I mean. That's because it's hard. There can be a fine line between something that can be like you're forcing something to be a little quirky or weird, or something that you're taking somebody on a ride like a roller coaster. And that's why I appreciate the hell out of you guys for continuing to kick ass.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
I really appreciate you guys taking the time. I know Omnium Gatherum or Omnium
Killing it
Gatherum
right now.
They're killing. So if there's a copyright strike and I can't air this, it's because their music right now.
It's all good. It's all good. The algorithms don't get live.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, again, guys, thank you so much. Riley, you do interviews as well.
Yeah.
For the Metal Blade series. So
yeah, the Metal Blade live series.
Guys should subscribe to the Metal Blade Records. Also, your album, your full album is on the Metal Blade YouTube channel.
Metal Blade YouTube channel. Yeah.
So it's a little bit different kind of take on streaming. Audio streaming.
Yeah, for sure. And it's on all the other DSPs. Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Deezer, whatever. But yeah, it's up on YouTube as well. Wherever you listen to music, you can find Damn It.
Well, I've got the record. I bought the CD. I did not buy the cassette tape. You guys have a cassette.
We do not
have a cassette. Okay.
What, crust punk band?
But I will say, and I don't mean this in a gratuitous way at all, but I feel like if there was
Gratuitous, another vocab point.
I'll take my check in the mail. I will say that I feel that we can all agree that the vinyl was kind of the best intention of what we were trying to get across, musically and just visually. That's if you want the full experience the way that we intended it, obviously listen to it the way you want to, but the vinyl is really great. It's a really nice presentation, I believe.
I know with Apoptosis, your song changed it on the album and the CD. It was different, right?
Yeah. There was a little bit of a.
Didn't work.
It didn't work, basically. Like we had one track list when we like.
Thank you. The track. That's the word I was looking for.
It should be. It's worth mentioning in this question that like the production process for Apoptosis on our end was very rushed. We were like constantly touring. We didn't have proper time to really review stuff. Like very by the seat of our pants, and like mistakes were made. And one of those things that kind of like didn't really work out in the long run was the original order of the track listing. Like it just didn't really make a whole lot of sense when we would put it together. And so it was addressed and it was taken to the label and they were able to fix it for the CD, but they were like, yo, like we already sent the track listing that you gave us to the vinyl plant. So like that's what you're getting on the vinyl. So they do have different track listing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I want to know.
Yeah, so
Now, there's been like kind of issues with some labels getting access to vinyl.
Yeah,
that's Adele's fault.
That's Adele.
Yeah.
It's all Adele's fault. But good for her.
It's all Adele's fault. Yeah.
Good for her. I'm proud of
Just
Adele.
for context, Adele, when her record came out, she ordered a lot, like a ludicrous amount of vinyl.
500,000.
Exactly. So all the major vinyl production centers had to prioritize her record, which congrats on her.
Yeah, congrats to her.
But-
I would do that too.
That song Stranger Than Fiction is good. Everything else is fine. But yeah. But still, do you need 500,000 final Adele?
They probably
They probably actually
Yeah,
do,
she sold them. Yeah, I think she sold them.
No, she's
Yeah.
good. She's good. She's doing fine.
She's good. Yeah, she needs that.
She's doing fine. Yeah.
I'm sure she's gonna sleep really well tonight, knowing that Michael Stansel from Allegiant thinks that she's good. Yeah.
I'll get a tweet tomorrow. I'll be like, you little bitch.
I do. All right, guys. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For continuing to kick ass. Good luck on the rest of your tour. These guys are on tour right now with Omnium Gatherum.
Yeah.
And what was it? Black Crown Initiative.
But Black Crown Initiates.
There you go.
Remember that we
Awesome show. There's some great local bands here tonight as well.
Yes. Killed it.
So
Yeah.
again,
Good scene here in Houston.
you guys are the best.
Absolutely, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And like I always say to everybody, drink water, listen to metal, enjoy nature, and have the most epic adventures.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.